Hey guys, it's Sarah here with New England Junk Journals, and I am on just to show you guys some of the things I've been up to this week. It's a bit of a hodgepodge. I've kind of just been taking some really random projects and working on them. One of the first things that I did this week is I had some of these little telltale books and Rand McNally style books that were kind of beat up, and I knew I wasn't really going to either sell them or be using them like for a regular junk journal. So I saw Vicky Bowman, I believe, and Carrie from the Paper Monkey. They both, within the last week or so, had videos. I think Carrie was inspired by Vicky, and I was inspired by Vicky and Carrie. So just taking these little golden books and cutting the images out and just making some like little journaling cards and stuff out of them. And I had these beautiful pale green dividers, inking them up and putting them to use. They're not completely done. I haven't even put any text on these or anything yet, but I think they're really cute. And I can add some words, some fabric, labels, whatever I want. And these can be, of course, journaling cards that you can slip into a pocket. You can use them to make tuck spots, all kinds of stuff. It's a cute one. So yeah, that was a fun evening, kind of working on those. And then I'm gonna save these for after. Let's see. Oh, I did these. So I was trying to make some hole reinforcers out of just some cardstock that I had, like scraps. And the first ones that I made came out like this. I'll hold these closer so you guys can see. But they're definitely not centered. They're a bit wonky. Because what I had done is I had pre-punched my circles with this. I think it's a 1/2-inch circle, little tiny one. And then I tried to take my regular hole punch and then line it up in here to punch, but it's definitely not centered. And I'm like, how do they do this? How do they make them so nice? Well, I figured out what the secret is. And if you guys, I'm sure most people know this already, but I didn't, and I had to discover it myself. So the secret is actually to do your inside circle first. And I'm just guesstimating at what a 1/2 inch is going to be. So I do that first, and then I take my little circle punch here, and it is so much easier to center it and get one that is centered than doing it the other way. And again, I mean, it's not going to be perfectly centered because I don't have an exact eye, but they come out so much better and so much easier than what I was doing before. So that's my tip. If you guys have not heard or seen or even know that you can just take a 1/2-inch circle punch and a regular paper punch and make these hole reinforcers, that is a super quick and easy way to do that without a die cutting machine or anything really fancy. So that was fun. So that's a project that I'm going to continue working on this week so that I can have a whole stash of these. Next, on another night this week, I just wanted to do some simple little pockets. I didn't end up with pockets, I ended up with envelopes, but I started out trying to do pockets. Let me ink this one so you guys can see better. Yeah, just like that. This one I did with a little thumb notch. These ones I did with a small flap. And this was just done with 6x6 paper. It's nothing like fancy. I'm not reinventing the wheel or anything like that. They're just very simple pockets. But I have a giant book. Let me really quickly reach for it. This is a Portland, Maine directory from 1950. It's just a big phone book from 1950. Phone directory. I love it. I love all of the beautiful text on the front and back. And it is full of these beautiful pages. And then there are, I like these because they have the cloth tabs on them too. Got some pink pages and some yellow pages and some light yellow pages. Great variety in here. But anyway, it's a lot of paper and I wanted to start using it. So I just kind of went through and tore out a bunch of pages and started making these little, there we go. Making these little envelopes, these little pouches. And then I have some with the yellow. These two just have a thumb notch at the top. And I'm just gonna keep mass making some of them. So let me show you how to make these. It's super simple. You guys probably know this already. What I love about these is you have the great advertising here on the edges. So that's what I just tried to do is, let me see, which one do I want? Maybe this one? And this pink paper is a little bit thicker. I'm not sure if it's going to crack. Uh-oh. No, maybe not. We'll see. This one. Yeah, it feels like it's gonna crack, but just on the outside edge where I fold it. So I don't know. This one I think I'm gonna do off to the side. I'm gonna make the flap, the overlap off to the side. And then this here, I just fold up so that I can get this on the bottom. And it does help if you use a bone folder to get some nice crisp edges. Now, I had been folding them forward, but I'm gonna try this one backward and see what I get. So once I have my fold lines, I'm going to take a pair of scissors and I'm just going to cut a little triangle up to the fold line here. And then the same on this side, just a little triangle. Actually, I can probably get that like that. And then where it folds up, the inside part, I'm gonna cut this off. Or actually, you know what I'm gonna do? Because I think it'll be a little bit easier. So I'm just gonna take this along here. I'm just gonna tear that. All right, so first thing I'm going to do is take my glue, put it along this edge. rub that out. I do not want any overglue because I don't want to stick this envelope together. Oh shoot, is that what I wanted to do? It's not. Oh well, we've glued it, so now we're committing. I wanted this part under this part, but you know what? It's fine. That's fine. Make sure that this edge here is nice and stuck down. And then glue this flap. And stick it down there. All right. Now, the top, I want to fold forward. Or do I? No, I'll fold it this way so that we can have, I did cover it up, unfortunately. I really should have remembered I wanted this underneath. But you know what? We're going to collage over it at some point anyway. It's not going to be a big deal. And then with this, all I'm going to do is the same thing as the bottom. I'm just going to cut from the fold up just a little triangle. Okay. And then the part that I don't want, I'm simply going to tear off. And there you go. Now you have a lovely envelope pouch that can be collaged. Let me get this stuck down a little bit better. There we go. And I love all the different type on it, the advertising. Let me show you another one. My favorite is when there is a nice part right in the middle, just like that. That's going to be my bottom flap. So I'm going to line it up here, so I want to make sure I don't have anything further than this on this side. And then on this side, same thing. How's that gonna look? I could even do it narrower, that's fine too. It's just a lot of overlap, but that's cool. This will be a more narrow. And then fold this up on the bottom. And definitely try to get it nice and straight. I cut my little notches here. I mean, I'm sure you guys have seen this style of envelope done a million times. But it's great for a stash buster or a mass make. And then, again with this, actually with this one, I'll show you the other style that you can do, which is simply to fold this top over which with this I think is a good idea because this paper does seem a bit more fragile than the other pages I've used. Okay. So I know I should have a glue mat down or a glue paper, but I'm just going freestyle today. I like this Scotch wrinkle-free glue stick, but it wasn't what I thought I had ordered. I thought I had ordered some Scotch permanent glue stick. I was going to get like a big multi-pack. But that is not what ended up happening. Okay, I'm gonna glue it down first, and then I am going to punch my thumb notch. And try to make this a little bit more straight. There we go. Let's see. Yeah, I guess we'll do it that way. I'm gonna run my glue first along the inside here, and then outside there. Yeah, so I'd wanted to order just a couple of them to try them out before I ordered the multi-pack, but the ones that I ended up ordering were not the permanent glue sticks. They were these wrinkle-free, like photo glue. But they do work. It does work well. The glue sticks do work well. It's very thick. It gives you really nice hold. Can you see on here? This is starting to feather away. Just gonna see if I can trim that off, hopefully. And then the top of this is now reinforced since it's double thickness. And I can go ahead and punch out a not this one, I want to use my big one. 1 3/4 inches, almost 2 inches. There we go. And I'm not bothered if it's like right exactly in the middle or not. These are just junk journals. While I'm here and thinking of it though, I do want to ink it. So yeah, a great project to use up your very large pages. You know, if you have a dictionary or an encyclopedia or a gazette or map pages, anything like that. These are a perfect little thing to make. And of course, then you could either glue this into your journal on this side, or, you know, you can decorate both sides and clip it in with a paper clip. And I love that I have a variety of colors here to work with. That's really fun. And then now I have a whole bunch of these offcuts that I can collage with, and they have all different fonts on them, which make for great collage fodder. The last thing that I've been working on this week are these. I don't know if I want to commit to this as my next project or just kind of slowly work on these. I would like to make some of these little golden book junk journals for a craft fair this spring. I have about 10 of these that I think would make good journals. I can just use the same kinds of papers throughout all of them, I think. My method so far that I want to try, because I've seen little golden books done so many different ways. I don't really want to have to cut my pages or fold them in any special way. So what I did was, when it was all together and the pages were in it, I just took a little kind of palette scraper and just slowly worked it along inside the pages until the staples were nice and loose. Then I opened it up, got my pages out. I cut along here, pulled my staple, pushed my staples through. Yeah, I do have it. Just kind of grabbed onto the staple and kind of give it a little bit of pressure on both sides to kind of push it through. I did not end up saving the tape. You can do that. That's definitely something you can do. But I didn't. I pulled the tape off so that I could glue this on. Before I glued down these little 3/4 inch pieces of file folder, I don't know if you're going to be able to see on these. Maybe on these. Yeah, can you see that little bit of blue right there? There is like a little fold, of course, that you have with your little golden books. I took some fiber and I got it all gluey. Put a bead of glue down in the little, this little trough here. Pressed my fibers down in there. And then after it had just barely dried a little bit, I just wanted it to be tacky, I put my strip of file folder over it and glued that down as well. And I just do that to kind of give something in the middle here to add support. Like this is pretty stiff. It's not going to keep bending at all. I mean, I could put another strip here and another piece of file folder, but I don't think it's going to be necessary. This is pretty stiff. It's strengthened this part so that it doesn't bend. Now, trying to decide what I want to do for the spine. So I do have these very thick kind of pressed board dividers from a file case. And I thought of cutting these down. I might be able to get like 2 spines, 2 1-inch spines out of this. I'll have to measure it and see. It's just barely too long, so I'll just have to trim it a little bit. But I thought of doing that as the spine. That way, I have the full length of the book to use, and I don't have to cut, fold, or do anything different to my pages here. I've seen other YouTubers who they take it apart like I did, but instead of cutting it down the middle here, they just fold it, and this part here, folded out, becomes the spine, which is also great. You just have to put something to, you know, reinforce that a little bit, but not as thick as if you're making a spine from scratch. And then they either do a fancy fold on the pages, the inside pages here. They do a little fancy fold to get them to fit in, or they just cut, you know, whatever it is, 3/4 or 1 inch off to make them fit inside. So I think I'm just gonna try to not lose stuff, first of all. I will lose these if they're not clipped together. So yeah, I'm gonna see if I can just slowly prep these. I'm not gonna do anything other than just build out the spines, I think, for now. And then once those are done, then I'll work on picking out and collating some papers. And then maybe if all goes well, I can have these ready for a craft fair in the spring. I would absolutely love that. I have not branched out to do craft fairs, but I think it would be really fun. And I have a friend who really would like to also go in on a craft fair table with me. We would buddy up and do some different things together. So I think that would be really fun. I'm just slowly working on these this week. I hope you guys are enjoying the end of the year. New Year's is right around the corner. New Year's is tomorrow. We'll be in 2026. I would love to do at some point in January my 2026 perspective and kind of, you know, catch you guys up on what my goals are going to be this year and kind of remind myself and have maybe a little bit of accountability on some of my goals, because I need that for sure. But thank you guys. It was just kind of a quick little what's on my desk, what have I been doing, catch up video. Thank you guys for joining me today. What is your favorite way to make a little golden book? Do you prefer to do the method where you bend the spine, the little flaps, and that becomes the spine of your journal? Or cut this all off and make a spine yourself, or try to salvage the full length? Have you guys ever done that before? And what was your success like with that? Friday, we're going to have another From the Vault episode, another thrifty episode of things that I had gotten last year. Anyway, thank you for being with me. I hope to see you in the next video. God bless you all. Bye-bye.